there, it's Kate here. Welcome to my demonstration on a sort of painting idea using the lovely spring flowers as inspiration. We're going to make sort of a composition using 3 elements and putting them together and collaging them to become one picture, which you can then arrange. That's the beauty of this. You can move the elements around and arrange a composition. So what I've got here, some scissors, different size scissors, paint brushes and water, PVA glue. I'm using lining paper, okay, which is the you know the just the sort of the wallpaper that it's fairly thick, but you know you can sort of get through it and use it, and you know it's a reliable and quite a cheap way of providing yourself with some paper. So I've got here various vase shapes, vases as inspiration with my blossoms, all sorts, whole variety there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is start off and just show you. I'm going to draw this one here. I'm sort of rather low down here, but I'll give it a go. Okay, so I'm just looking at this. Now you could do a continuous line drawing. So I'm just getting the top ellipse, the edge there, and then the shape of the jug coming down. So within this jug or your vase, you can then place your blossoms or buds or whatever you want to use that you've got in your garden to make your sort of fun composition, spring-like composition. So there's my sort of outline of the jug there. I will just do some of that decoration that's here with the blue swirl on there. Okay, so that's a rough description of that jug, I think. So what you do then is just get your paints out. Now I'm using gouache paint. So obviously we've got blues and greys. These are some of the colours I was using earlier. I've just got a metal plate. I've placed all the colours in a rainbow all the way around the edge, and I can mix in the middle. So with various different colour size brushes, I'm going to brush on, just observing this blue here. And you know, the main thing is to sort of have a bit of fun. I mean, you can go as detailed as you want, but I'm trying to use sort of quite broad brushes, get the gist of it. I mean, you don't have to be accurate. You can make it up. It's all right. You can cheat. Okay, so I'm building that up, and then I'm looking at the inside, which is often usually darker because of the shade that you've got inside. And once I've done this and I've finished that, and I'll show you one I made earlier, like that. And that was my jug here. Okay, so you've got the contrast inside and then the blues, different blues. So what I do with that is then I cut it out. So using scissors, so this is another jug I have. I do have quite a collection that I cut out of this jug here. That was great fun to paint. I love the swirls on that. So yeah, I've cut that one out. And then once I've got, you know, maybe a few, if you want to do a few, and there's the other one there, I then move on to the fabric. So the background, or the tablecloth, or the thing that the jug is going to sit on. So again, I can have fun with finding some of my favourite fabrics, like this, the scarf, this, and this one, which is quite a lively cloth. So for a background. So we're going to make the whole picture quite vibrant with lots of different patterns and textures. So this was the scarf that I looked at. And this one was this fabric. Okay, so I've cut out, you know, a shape that could add, you know, be the background for the vase or the jug, whatever, to sit on. So with my two backdrops, I've got a choice there. And then the last thing, the third element, is moving on to the blooms and the blossoms and the buds. So if I move this out of the way, I was going to maybe just quickly show you how you can just attack this and cut this out. You could use a cutting mat and a craft knife if you want. I find a small pair of scissors is quite useful to go into the little sort of nooks and crannies. Okay, you can see that, how that's coming on. Okay, so once I've cut that out, that can be part of my composition as well. I was going to show you then the flowers, the blooms. This is a daffodil, or is it called an icici? I can't remember. But anyway, there's an outline that I drew earlier of one of these here. And again, with your paint, a smaller paintbrush, after doing pottery most of the time, I love looking at all this colour on a palette, because mostly I work with clay that's brown or white or grey. Okay, so I'll go straight into the sort of centre there. And what I have found useful doing this is to dry with a hairdryer, or I've had a fan heater going to dry off between different colours that you're using. Okay, so if I go in there, it's all going to sort of blend. So I think I'll lay off that for a moment and just concentrate on the, I want to move this over this side, a bit more helpful. This is my white that's gone very yellow. But again, I'm going to make it up a bit. So we're going to put a bit of yellow around down here, down here, down here. So I'm working in a slightly confined space with, okay. So again, once you've had a go with this and had a bit of fun, finding some different blossoms and blooms, the beauty of putting these elements together is that you're not committing to one painting that might go wrong, that you could, you know, and the other thing is that you can compose it. You know, you're freer to compose how you want to place everything, and you've got a choice later on. So this is me building up. And the other thing about this is you can use other media as well. So say if I've gone quite dark here with my yellow, and I could add some other colour with, say, pastels on top, if I wanted to change that a little bit. I'll just put these little bit details in. Stamens. Okay, so that's what I'm doing there, is sort of building up the colours. Maybe I need a bit more white on that. And the green stem. So the green sort of stem is a little bit more bluey green. What I find also is when mixing up colour, to not necessarily use straight from the tube, but to find your own colours that do look convincing, rather than the sort of primary colours that you can look a bit too bold. Okay. Anyway, you're going to take time over that. So that's my daffodil coming up, or my narcissi. So once I've done that, then I cut those pieces out. So this was a part of a flowering bush that I found in the hedge here. And there's some daffodils here. And another one. So the next part, once you've got all your elements and they're all dry and cut out, you can then start to arrange them. I'll move these. Okay, so my background, let's say I have this, oops, blue background, just to show you now, like that. And maybe I have this, and then I have this vase here maybe, and then I can start to arrange these. And if you could cut off the stems so they go in the vase so it looks convincing. Not necessarily have it set in the middle and symmetrical, but maybe asymmetrical. So you've got, you know, you're using the space across your page. And once I'm happy with the things and the way they sit next to each other and how they overlap, it's quite a good idea to take a picture of something the way you've got it laid out. And then when you start to glue it all down, you can refer to the photograph. So that's one idea. And then I could interchange it, maybe try this, see what this looks like. Maybe with another vase, I could maybe put that in the picture as well. Anyway, I hope you like my idea and you'll have a go. You know, this is quite a big piece that I've made, but you could do this on quite a small scale with small elements. It could be quite a little painting that you're doing. Could be quite abstract. You might have an interesting background up here. You could have a sort of a window or a scene here. But anyway, I hope you have fun with that. Enjoy the painting, the blossoms, the spring, and you come up with some nice things that we can maybe see and you can post on Facebook. Okay, thank you then. Bye-bye.